Call our public council meeting to order for Monday, May 2nd, 2022. Welcome everybody, those people in our gallery and the millions watching on YouTube. All right, very first thing we have is we have a motion somewhere for acting town clerk. Somebody like to make that motion for me, please?
You got Rhonda on?
Rhonda's not?
Oh,
Carry on. Need the motion for acting town clerk.
all right, sorry, I thought she was coming, okay.
Okay, a motion that Norm Snellgrove, Director of Corporate Services, be appointed the acting town clerk for the May 2nd, 2022 Public Council meeting. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, now, agenda. New business. Councillor Tapper.
Pass.
Councillor Goss.
Congratulations.
Deputy Mayor.
Congrats and condolences.
Okay. And I got some thank yous and congrats. Alrighty, and I don't think that we have any questions for the first Q&A. Do anybody want to get on the agenda for the first Q&A? Paula? No? Good. All right. Thank you. Could I get a motion to adopt the agenda as amended, please?
So moved.
Second.
Moved, seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. All right. So we have a public council meeting minutes for April 18th, 2022. Could I get a motion to adopt?
Do you want to advise the public to
Oh, yes, thank you, Ann. So for the second Q&A, if anybody has any questions on something that comes up during the council meeting, please email your question to apico@torbay.ca, and we will try our best to answer your question during the meeting. Done. All right, so here we are. Can I get a motion to adopt those minutes, please?
So moved.
Second.
Moved, seconded. Any errors or omissions? None? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. All righty. Conflict of interest. Anybody have any conflicts they'd like to interest? No? Okay. Proclamations Q&A session. So proclamations, we have several. And the first one off the block would be proclamation for the 53rd Annual Professional Municipal Clerks Week. Councillor Goss.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Whereas the office of the Professional Municipal Clerk, a time-honored and vital part of local government, exists throughout the world, and whereas the office of the Professional Municipal Clerk is the oldest among public servants, and whereas the office of the Professional Municipal Clerk provides the professional link between the citizens, the local governing bodies, and agencies of government at other levels, and whereas professional municipal clerks have pledged to be ever mindful of their neutrality and impartiality, rendering equal service to all. Whereas the professional municipal clerk serves as the information center on the functions of local government and community. Whereas professional municipal clerks continually strive to improve the administration of the affairs of the office of the professional municipal clerk through participation in education programs, seminars, workshops, and the annual meeting of their state, provincial, country, and international professional organizations. Whereas it is most appropriate that we recognize the accomplishments of the office of the professional municipal clerk.
Now therefore, I, Craig Scott, Mayor of the Town of Torbay, do recognize the week of May 1st through May 7th, 2022 as Professional Municipal Clerks Week, and further extend appreciation to our professional municipal clerks and to all professional municipal clerks for the vital service they perform and their exemplary dedication to the communities that they represent. The second day of May 2022, so moved.
Second.
Comments? think, oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
Councillor Tepper?
No, I'd just like to congratulate the clerks, not only Anne, who's here struggling every week to keep up with us, but the ones who preceded her. They do a great job, great service that I don't think they're recognized, as enough, because they've got more experience I think, in this chamber than anybody. And to get it set up for the meetings, the whole works, it takes a lot of effort. So congratulations to all of them.
Okay.
I'd just like to add to that, and thank you to Anne and anyone that, when Anne is not available, for her. But I also want to thank the clerks out in the front office. They're the people when residents come in. They're the first ones that they see, and they make the difference. And a lot of times it's the service that anyone that's on the front end, I always say it's where the rubber hits the road. And to thank each and every one of them for the work that they do, not only on on that particular day, but on every day of the week while they're here at work, for municipal work. Thank you.
Yeah, I too would like to say congratulations and thank you. A key cog in the wheel of any organization, municipal, federal, provincial, state, whatever it is. And again, I'd like to thank you so much for all the hard work that our clerks do for us. Thank you.
Right, and I would echo that, and Don, and who is our town clerk, except for tonight, is Norm, and Ann, and our staff in the front office. I try and pop in at least weekly, a couple times a week if I can, to say hi and see how things are going, and it's important that we recognize the work that our staff does, not just our clerks, but all of our staff. But in particular, our clerks, with this being Municipal Clerks Week. And I'm sure that when we go to symposium on Wednesday and Thursday and this weekend, we'll see lots of clerks from other towns participating in that and out doing their professional development. And we wouldn't be able to do what we do without them. So with that, I will take it all in favor.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Now, next one is Proclamation, Canadian Mental Health Week, May 2nd to May 8th. And Deputy Mayor.
Okay. Proclamation Mental Health Week 2022, whereas CMHA Mental Health Week promotes mental health awareness through education campaigns, activities, and events held across Newfoundland and Labrador, and offers practical ways to maintain and improve mental health and support recovery from mental health problems and illnesses. Whereas the Canadian Mental Health Association encourages everyone to get real for mental health. Before you weigh in, tune in to improve mental health for all Canadians. Whereas increased awareness and understanding of mental health will promote the use of mental health services and supports and ensure Canadians with mental health problems and illnesses are afforded the opportunity to recover. Whereas the Canadian Mental Health Association actively supports and encourages good mental health in all aspects of our lives during CMHA Mental Health Week and throughout the year.
Now therefore be it resolved that I, Mayor Craig Scott of the town of Torbay, hereby proclaim the week of May 2nd to May 8, 2022 as CMHA Mental Health Week. I encourage all citizens to join me and get real about what mental health really is. So move.
Second.
So we do have somebody here from the Canadian Mental Health Association, and we're going to have her up and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about it.
Thank you. My name is Kimberly Yetman Dawson. I'm the brand new CEO of Canadian Mental Health Association of Newfoundland and Labrador. Thank you very much for the proclamation, Mayor Scott. So May 2nd to 8th is Mental Health Week, and this year's theme is Get Real About How to Help. It includes a focus on the importance of empathy and how each of us can help others by being open and empathetic to others' struggles. It's about listening, not passing judgment, understanding, and realizing it's okay not to be okay. This week, people are encouraged to take time to reflect upon their own mental health, check with their friends and their colleagues and their loved ones, and to learn more about how active listening and demonstrations of empathy can help us better support one another. And now, I think more than ever, after 2 years with a pandemic, everyone's feeling very isolated and very lonely, and I think empathy is an excellent theme for us to have for our week. So there's lots going on across the province, education and training. We have lunch and learns virtually available, government proclamations. We also have point of sale donations happening at the Battery Cafe, Moto Yoga, Newfoundland Chocolate Company, and the Jumping Bean. And if anyone wants more information, they can take a look at our website at cmhanl.ca for resources and details about what's happening.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Just going to give members of council an opportunity to say a few words, and we'll jump up and grab a picture. Deputy Mayor?
No, I guess I'm looking at this from the Canadian Mental Health Association, and mental health, I guess, affects everyone in one form or of another. And probably 3 years ago, there was a resolution passed at the convention at MNL, and whereby now we have a mental health task force that meets monthly. And there's a webinar before that, and we have a guest speaker come in on a regular basis to speak. And I'm not sure, I missed the last one, but I think we had, so, okay. And so you know all about it. But anyway, and this Wednesday afternoon, or Thursday morning, sorry, we're leaving on Wednesday, but we have the first summit at the MNL symposium. And Gary Summers is after joining the group, so I welcome anybody that's attending the symposium to come out and that morning on Thursday morning and participate in that. We have 3 guest speakers, and we'll end the morning off with Gary Summers.
Thank you. Anyone else?
You know, it's been, excuse me, it's been obviously a hard couple of years, and I think in taking things into account of mental health and where it's left some people, both now, before, after, I think it's very important that you may think that somebody is in a good frame of mind and seem jovial, but always think about people that, you know, until you walk them on their shoes, you really don't know what they're going through. So if you have somebody that you're thinking about or you're not really sure about, you know, reach out and just ask how they are. Sometimes you'll get a good read how somebody is by looking in their eyes, and so just think about it sometime if it's something that is really, I guess, crossing your mind and wondering how somebody is.
Well said. Good.
I just want to make a comment, Craig.
Go ahead.
As Director of Human Resources, I mean, this week we are recognizing mental health in the workplace, and we had a lunch and learn session today with all of our staff, presentation from Workplace NL on becoming more resilient. And I guess the only point I want to make is, you know, mental health and checking in on employees is an all year round, every day activity and initiative. And we understand the importance of that at the town of Torbay, and our staff do as well. So I can only imagine how busy your week is this week, given it's Mental Health Week. So I want to thank you for taking a few minutes of your time, I'm sure, for you to come out here and speak to this proclamation and to address this group. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Okay. I'll just finish off by saying that this Mental Health Week and the session that's going to be at Symposium is something that I'm really looking forward to. And I know that maybe last year I brought it to the Board of Directors of MNL about exploring options for mental health supports for elected officials. Because a lot of councils around the province, most of them, probably 95%, strictly volunteer and very little resources. So it's something that we need to make sure that we're trying to provide for them and for everybody. Our staff have EAP and stuff like that they can avail of. But a lot of times people who are elected to councils don't have any supports whatsoever, so it's important for that. So we'll continue to look into that. And with that, I will call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Can we just jump up and get a quick picture before we move on? Yes, please.
Mask or no mask?
What?
Mask or no mask?
It's entirely up to yourself.
I'm all good.
We're all going?
Alrighty. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
All right, so we have actually two proclamations for World Ovarian Cancer Day. They're both very important and they're just a little bit different, so we're going to do the both of them. And Deputy Mayor.
Okay, World Ovarian Cancer Day, May 8, 2022, proclamation. This day we recognize those who have died and offer support to those who continue to fight for their lives. Whereas the Canadian Cancer Society estimates that close to 3,000 women and girls of all ages were diagnosed with ovarian cancer in 2022, and that 63% of these women and girls will not live to see 5 years. And whereas ovarian cancer is the most fatal gynecological cancer in Canada, and yet the survival rate of women diagnosed with ovarian cancer in Canada has not changed in 50 years. And whereas early detection of the disease remains the best way to save lives, however, there is no reliable screening test for ovarian cancer. Symptoms include abdominal pressure or bloating, digestive problems, excessive fatigue, frequent urination, and changes in bowel habit. And whereas the Women of Hope group was created in 2016 and now has over 2,700 members worldwide. The group's mandate is to offer support for affected women, their families and friends, and to raise awareness for ovarian cancer and encourage the teal movement. And
Therefore, be it resolved that I, Craig Scott, Mayor of the Town of Torbay, together with our Town Council, do hereby proclaim May 8, 2022 as World Ovarian Cancer Day. So moved.
second.
Comments? I'll just have a quick comment about this one because this is a proclamation that was introduced to us a number of years ago by Susan Glynn. And Susan was a tremendous advocate for ovarian cancer, and she has since passed last year, I believe. You know, she was very active and coming to our town to bring her proclamation. And every time that this comes up, I think about her and her family, and you know, it's she put a lot of work into this, and I'm happy to see that her legacy is carrying on. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Okay, proclamation World Ovarian Cancer Day. Whereas ovarian cancer has no early detection testing, and whereas ovarian cancer symptoms are often confused with other less severe illnesses, and whereas ovarian cancer has the lowest survival rate of all female cancers, and whereas as many as 23% of women with ovarian cancer have an inherited genetic mutation, and whereas genetic testing is a way to identify people at high risk before they develop ovarian cancer.
Now therefore be it resolved that I, Craig Scott, Mayor of the Town of Torbay, do hereby proclaim Sunday, May 8, 2022, World Ovarian Cancer Day. I encourage all citizens of the Town of Torbay and the province to talk to their health providers about ovarian cancer and seek to learn more about the disease. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Comments?
I'd just like to say that this one, and I guess to include both of them together, but the last couple of years, I've had one friend of mine who was diagnosed with ovarian cancer and survivor. And most recently, one of our fellow councillors out in, I think it's Paradise, was diagnosed, and just early detection just by going and having a test done early on. So I'd encourage everyone who is having or know of somebody that's having any of those identified problems and hear issues to encourage them to go and have the test done, possibly save somebody's life.
Okay, well said. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, one more proclamation. For Municipal Awareness Week, May 9th to the 13th, 2022. Councillor Tepper.
Whereas municipal government is responsible for the provision of services that enhance the quality of life of its citizens, and whereas dedicated mayors, councillors and staff are essential for the effective governance of their municipalities, and whereas collaboration, partnerships and citizen involvement are essential for active, sustainable and vibrant communities, and whereas it is fitting and proper to recognize and encourage the contribution of all who work diligently for the improvement of our municipalities.
Therefore, be it proclaimed that May 9th to the 13th, 2022 be known as Municipal Awareness Week in municipalities of Newfoundland and Labrador in recognition of the vital role of municipal government and in recognition of all those efforts that support it. So moved.
Second?
Moved and seconded. Comments? Well, I will say that we're planning some Municipal Awareness Week activities around the town of Torbay, so please keep your eye out for any notifications that might come out from the town about different events or different things that we might be doing to try and raise awareness of the work that municipal governments do. Our staff are here all the time and they work tremendously hard, as well as members of council. And you know, it's nice to recognize that, and for us as to have an opportunity or an obligation really to inform our residents of the work that we do and the work that our staff does, and hopefully to get a bit of understanding of what we do. With that, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. All right, that's it for the proclamations. Thank you very much. After the council meeting, we'll get some pictures with those, and so the staff can post them online. Got no presentations, Q&A, mayor's report. I'll try and be brief. I only got 17 pages.
Wow.
Because I missed the last public council meeting, thank you, Deputy Mayor, for chairing, and wonderful job that you did. But I didn't get an opportunity to do my regular update, so I'll do it now. So April 5th, myself and CAO met with the St. John City Manager to discuss regional water. Also on April 5th, met with CAO and Deputy Mayor. April 11th, did some respectful workplace training for those who missed the initial training, and I attended as well. April 13th, attended Seniors Easter Bonnet Concert at the Common. That was a great bit of fun, and thank you to staff for putting that off and members of the council who showed up. April 18th, I was supposed to do a welcome at Jack Byrne Arena for hockey teams coming in for provincial tournaments. However, I couldn't make it, and thank you to CMHA well for stepping in and doing the greeting. April 19th, we had a wastewater and water presentation here from Wood. 20th, had a meeting with CAO. 21st, I was supposed to do another welcome for hockey teams at Jack Byrne Arena. Thank you, Deputy Mayor, for stepping in and doing that on my behalf and on behalf of the town. That evening, we had a HR meeting. 22nd, we had the Minister for COA and MP Thompson at the History House for a tour. And, you know, it was so nice to have them here, and also staff members from McCullough who on the funding applications and working through those projects that we do. And it was nice for them, I guess, to be able to come down and see what, where that money went and how we spent it. And we're looking forward to opening that place up soon. And then later that morning, I jumped up to Portrait Cove St. Philip's for a funding announcement for various projects around our district, including in town of Torbay with funding for our Manning Memorial and Pico Ridge project. And I know that there was some funding for all the towns, I guess, Luggabee, Cove, Outer Cove, Portrait Cove St. Philip's, Flat Rock, Balling, and Boots Cove. Didn't want to miss anybody. Hates when I start naming stuff and then you forget one. On the 25th, we had our volunteer appreciation night at the Torbay Common. Thanks again to all of our volunteers who are working all the time, flat out trying to make things happen with our town. And you know, without them, there's a lot of events and a lot of activities that people in our town do that they wouldn't be able to do. On the 26th, we had a meeting here at the town with our gap analysis and pure employee survey. Thank you, Mark, for doing that. On the 27th, a regular meeting with the senior management team. On the 30th, spent the Spring into Fun family event at the Commons on Saturday morning, that was right?
Mm-hmm.
I had an opportunity to talk to some residents there. It's nice to see a lot of kids get out and participate and have some fun in that building that we got there. All right, what have I got? Where's my birthdays? I got it. Got it. So, birthdays for the month of May. Paul Maloney, Infrastructure and Public Works, on May 3rd. Doug Paul, Planning and Development, May 5th. Ward Goss, birthday Ward, May 8th. And Jason Penny, Infrastructure and Public Works, May 31st. So I'd just like to, am I missing someone, Brian?
Taking him by surprise.
Not me.
Okay.
Figured that's
so
what it was.
I want to extend happy birthday to those people I just mentioned, and all the best. All right. I don't know where am I to. Oh yes. The starting on Wednesday, registration starts Wednesday. The first part of our M&L symposium is this week, so it starts on Wednesday, ends on Saturday. I know some members from our council are going, and it's a great opportunity to get out and do some learning and meet other members of councils from across the province and discuss different issues and share experiences, I guess. So we're looking forward to that. The very first thing on the agenda is mental health presentation.
Mm-hmm.
And I would encourage anybody, if you haven't registered and you're going to be in town Thursday morning, register for that and go. And it's sure to be an informative and you know, a very good session for people.
Now you can, it's virtual, so you don't have to go, so which is good. So anybody that's
It's
not
also virtual?
attending, yeah,
Okay.
not attending the symposium and can register.
All right. All right. So that's that, I think. Yep, I don't have nothing else. Any questions or comments on any of it? Perfect. All righty. Business Rossi for the minutes. Do we have any? Correspondence. We have correspondence from FCM. Committee reports from April 16, 2022. Those are attached for everybody's information and to read through if you want to see what's going on at FCM. And we have the Northeast Avalon Regional D.A.R.E Committee request for financial assistance. This is a letter I got from the RNC last week. We added it to the package and we'll forward that on to Finance. Alrighty. Any comments on either of those? Very good. Okay, committees of council, committee of the whole. There's committee of the whole minutes from April 19, 2022. Could I get a motion to adopt those, please?
So moved.
Second?
Moved and seconded. Any comments, questions? There's no motions in there already. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Moving right along. Planning land use development. Motions. Who's gonna do that? Councillor Tapper or Deputy Mayor?
On
Chair.
last, I'm still the chair
Oh, okay, carry.
until I understand Councillor Pollard is in a position where he can attend meetings. Anyway, we had flood meetings on April 12th, 27th, and I'm gonna go, this is our new form, so. File number CL2022-002, Forest Landing Future Phase 8. The town is in receipt of Crown Land Referral number 159536 for lands associated with future Phase 8 Forest Landing subdivision. The committee undertook a detailed review of the background report attached. Detailed flood meeting minutes are also attached. Motion to provide the following response to Crown Lands Referral number 15936. The town generally does not have an objection to further development in the area. However, the proposal may be premature for the following reasons. The preparation of a regional plan, municipal plan, development scheme, and development regulation amendments are required for the review, adoption, and approval by both the Minister of Municipal and Provincial Affairs as well as the Town Council of the Town of Torbay for Council to be able to consider a residential development proposal for the area. The preparation of such amendments would need to include consideration of the following: preparation of a development scheme with a more sophisticated road access pattern for better emergency access for Phase 8 Forest Landing with maximum permitted road length of 490 meters and better road interconnectivity. Airport proximity and noise forecast projections include possible noise mitigation measures. Groundwater assessment in keeping with provincial requirements. So moved.
Second?
Moved and seconded. So what are we doing here? We're saying, yeah, okay?
We're not, yeah, like, we need to have the go-ahead to the further development of the area.
Yeah, because I guess I'm confused a little
It's a
bit.
little bit, when I read over at the front, the first part of it, the town generally does not have an objection,
Okay,
but we're looking for more
okay, the proposal may,
for the following reasons, so we're going back to them again.
We're providing a response here to Crown Land Referral.
okay,
That's
all
the
right.
response.
Okay, that's the response to Crown Land referral? All right, very good. Okay,
That's correct, right, Jason? That's,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, they start their application for Crown Lands Department.
yeah, because I know they changed the process a few years ago. You had to come to the town first years ago, right? And then we referred it out. But now they go to Crown Lands and then they refer it out to us like a department of the government. Okay. Okay, all in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Number 2, Torbay Common RMD to ROS amendment, MPA number 622, D.A.R.E. number 10, 2022. Further to Council's motion of July 26, 2021, the above reference amendment documents have been prepared and the public consultation component has concluded, and the province recently released the proposed amendments. The committee is in support, oops, I just lost. Okay, bear with me. Bear right with me. I'm getting there. Yeah. I'm good, thanks. I just hit my mouse. Okay. Motion to adopt the Torbay Common RMD to ROS Amendment, Municipal Plan Amendment Number 6, 2022, and Development Regulation Amendment Number 10, 2022, to appoint Dan Noseworthy as Independent Commissioner for the public hearing and to proceed with the public hearing process in keeping with the requirements of the Urban and Rural Planning Act 2000 and provincial protocols in effect. So moved.
Moved, seconded?
Second?
Moved and seconded. So, did we receive any feedback? So if we don't receive any submissions, we don't have the hearing, right? Is that how that works?
I think so, and that was when that piece of land down in Gosses is there, so we just never had the proper zoning. So
Okay.
it's just a matter of formality of getting it all in the proper zoning.
Okay, all right, thank you. Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Number 3 is on Bernice Drive Extension, is a change in Independent Commissioner, Bernice Drive RUL to RLL amendment. SJURR PA number 2, 2020, MPA number 4, 2020, and D.A.R.E number 8, 2020. The above reference amendments have already been adopted. However, a change to the independent commissioner is required due to scheduling of the public hearing. Motion to amend Resolution 389-2021 and appoint Gerard Lewis instead of Dan Noseworthy as independent commissioner for the public hearing process associated with the Bernice Drive Amendment, Municipal Plan Amendment Number 4, 2020, and Development Regulation Amendment Number 8, 2020. So moved.
Second?
Moved, seconded, comments?
So this was only just for, we had Dan Noseworthy, and now we have to have a motion in order to appoint Gerard Lewis. So again, this is only process.
Okay, because the government already scheduled a hearing and they already appointed Gerard Lewis, is that the case?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried.
Torbay Mobile Vending Regulation 2022. This matter was deferred from the Public Council meeting of April 18, 2022. A subsequent email clarifying council questions was sent on April 20, 2022. Motion to adopt the Torbay Mobile Vending Regulations 2022 in accordance with Section 4142.c of the Municipalities Act 1999, and to advise the public and vendors accordingly about the coming into effect of these regulations. So moved.
Second?
Moved and seconded. Questions?
So this came up, and this is our first regulations that we've had with regards to mobile vending. We had a motion last year to implement one, but this is the actual policy, so.
Okay. All right. Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
And the next one is the permit listings for the weeks ending April 29, 2022. To accept 2022 permit listings for weeks ending April 29, 2022 as tabled. So move.
Second?
Moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. All right. Thank you.
Welcome.
All the background information to all that stuff is there attached. If anybody has any questions? No? Okay. Admin and Human Resources. Counselor Tepper.
Okay, let me see here. There are a couple of memos that we have to deal with first. The memo summer meeting schedule, April 27, 2022. Further to the March 28, 2022 Committee of the Whole meeting, as per Section 24 of the Municipalities Act, and Section 2 of the Town of Torbay Rules of Procedure, the Torbay Town Council will hold its public council meetings for the summer months on June the 13th, 2022, July the 18th, 2022, and August 22nd, 2022. Notification to the public shall take place by posting to the town's website, civic portal, and social media channels. So moved.
Can I just ask
Can we-
for a friendly,
Can we second it first?
second
Second it.
amendment to that, and ask for it to be put in the Northeast Avalon Times as well?
Yeah, okay. Yep. Any other comments? I will add this, and just for information purposes only, to the public. If something of a nature that needs to be dealt with more quickly, we'll call, we have the ability to call a special public council meeting with 24-hour notice, so the fact that we're only doing one meeting a month during the summer months doesn't prevent us from being able to carry out the business of the town, particularly if something of an urgent nature comes up.
Yeah, and my concern with that when we talked about it is development applications. If something comes in that we require a motion from council to approve,
Yep.
that when we talked about it, that would still take place.
Okay. All right, any additional comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Okay, the second memo. As per discussions at Committee of the Whole and at Administration and Human Resources Committee, the Council Committee mandate and meeting schedule has been amended. The changes of meeting schedule are in line with posting the public meeting package to Council on Thursdays and to the public on Friday. It also includes the inclusion of a History, Heritage, Culture and Arts Committee due to the Council decision regarding changes to the history governance and operations and the museum manager's role. RES-341-2021, referenced in the proposed motion below, is the previous council decision to adopt council standing committee structure and meeting schedule for 2021 to 2023, also indicating that council committee appointments will be revised after 2 years, 2023. So a motion of council is required. So further to motion RES-341-2021, and as per Section 25 of the Municipalities Act 1999, that the Town of Torbay adopt a revised council standing committee structure and meeting schedule effective May 2nd, 2022. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded. Comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Okay, there's some documents there. The committee structure, the new committee structure is listed there for your information. And the meeting schedule, I guess just a comment on that, it really is tentative because we haven't reached out to everybody to confirm, you know, what's the good time. So we'll leave that and the committee will deal with it.
So the structures are set, just the
Yeah,
meeting schedule might be.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's a bit tentative, yeah.
that's fair.
So we have the Administration and Human Resources Committee minutes for April 26, 2022 for our committee meeting. Just to touch base on some of them. Items discussed: recruitment and selection, capital asset mapping technologist update. The Director of Human Resources is currently working with the Director of Corporate Services and an external subject matter expert on the pre-screening process and are aiming to schedule interviews in the very near future. So that one's ongoing. Summer positions, Recreation and Community Services update. Director of Human Resources is currently working with the Director of Recreation and Community Services to staff the various summer positions at the community center. The interview process is underway and the aim is to have all positions staffed on or before June 1st this year. Summer positions, infrastructure and public works update. The Director of Human Resources is currently working with the Director of Infrastructure and Public Works to staff the various summer positions at the depot. The external job posting closed at April 29th and the application pre-screening process has commenced. The aim is to have all positions staffed on or before May 15th. The strategic plan is that's ongoing to get that started for council to have a look at that for the next 4 years. Performance Productivity Training Development 2021 Engagement Survey. We did discuss that at the recent Committee of the Whole meeting, so that's there for your information. Policies and Procedures Volunteer Policy. Next step, a copy of the draft volunteer policy was circulated to all members of council for initial review and feedback prior to being reviewed at the next Administration and Human Resources Committee meeting. The aim is to have this policy finalized and brought forward for adoption at the next regular council meeting scheduled for May the 16th, 2022. So this will be circulated to all of council, so it's important because again the summer is nearing. You wouldn't say it, but we're getting there. So you know, there's quite a few volunteers, whether it's in the Commons or anywhere. History House coming up as well. They're looking for volunteers, so it's important to get this in place. Employee Health and Wellness, CMHA Mental Health Week. We discussed that with the letters. Occupational Health and Safety and Health Week was May the 1st to the 7th, 2022. A series of events have been scheduled for the week of May the 2nd to the 6th to recognize Safety and Health Week 2022. Events throughout the week include a lunch and learn session hosted by Workplace NL on building a resilient workplace. This session is aimed to help educate staff on how to manage personal and work-related stress, and staff will also receive tips and techniques on how to improve their own personal resilience. And that is it, I believe.
All right, any questions on any of that? Okay, all right, thank you very much. Corporate Services, right back to you again.
I gotta have a swig first. Okay. Norm has, as usual, provided us with a list of documents. So I'll start off with number 1, the Corporate Services Committee report. The payroll, regular payroll for 40 employees for the 2-week period ended April 22nd, 2022 totaled $92,230.98. Accounts payable for the 2-week period ended April 22nd, 2022, invoices in the amount of $303,960.63 were processed. So we have several invoices for council approval. So there's 5 operating invoices totaling $69,402.21. I present them. Invoice number April 14, 2022, NL Power. Consolidated billing $15,903.73. Invoice 31036A, NARL, NARL Marketing Limited, Gas for Depot, $5,402.02. Invoice April the 1st to the 15th, 2022, Receiver General of Canada, April the 1st to the $32,929.22. Invoice 909574997, Stuart McKelvey Development Appeal, $6,274.50. Invoice W04207311115, Toramant, Snowblower Repair Unit 501, $8,880.74. So moved for approval.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded. Comments or questions? All in favor? Aye.
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 Opposed?
There are two capital invoices in the amount of $37,777.50. Invoice Payment Certificate 3, GB Architecture, Gymnasium Acoustic Tiles, $27,140. And invoice 2021-025-2, Progressive Engineering and Consulting, Inc., 20 assessment, $10,637.50. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded. Comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
There is one late invoice that we would like to present. I think Norm gave everybody a copy.
Yes, it did.
Yeah. So that is invoice number, Torbay number 1, called. It's an invoice for exhibit development, interpretation, and installation project, Torbay History House and Museum. So the total invoice is for, it's broken down as well. So the total is $6,879.15. So moved for payment.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded. Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Okay. So document number 2, Corporate Services Committee motions. There are 2 motions here. And for motion 1, there's a background referral to the minutes, item number 4, which is document number 3 and document number 9. So this motion, in order to facilitate processing of payment for low dollar value transactions, the Corporate Services Committee recommends the acceptance of Visa and MasterCard payments for the following services: recreation programs and rentals, History House programs, gift shop and rentals, tax certificates, tax information, compliance letters, signage application, quarry application fee, upper three-corner rentals less than $300, application and permit fees less than $300. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded. Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
And motion number 2, you can refer to the minutes, item number 5, that's document 3. The Corporate Services Committee recommends that rather than close one RBC account only to open another and go through the process of completing new account documents, RBC will be advised to change name of the existing 2017 to 2020 MYCW account to 2020-2023 MYCW. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded. Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
So there's other documents there as well. In the minutes, you can, there's several documents to refer to. Let me see. Item number 1, refer to document number 8. I'm sure you've read all this beforehand anyway, so but I'll just... item number 2, invoices over $5,000, refer to document number 6. Number 3, check register, refer to document number 7. And there's other documents there, numbers 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. They're for information, a lot of financial numbers there as well. So if there's any questions?
No, seeing none. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, economic development and tourism. There's no reports, no motions. All right, infrastructure and public works. Do you want to take that, Ralph? Tony's not here. Trina's not here.
Infrastructure and public works.
Yeah,
Oh, 2 of them are missing.
I don't think there's any motions there. Just information. You can just say that. There you go.
Just for information, there's a report. So moved.
All right.
An easy one.
Thank
Best
God.
kind. Anybody have any questions on that? if there's any questions, I'm sure that the director can handle them. See none? Perfect. We'll move on. Recreation and Community Services, Counselor Goss.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So we had our meeting on, let me see here, April 26th at 3 p.m. Items that were discussed, programs, the events committee discussed rental, recent special events and changes for future enhancements to be potentially offered again. Director also highlighted some upcoming events: Spring into Summer Family Fun event, April 30th, Mother's Day bar making with Newfoundland Chocolate Company on May 3rd, and Mental Health First Aid on May 30th. Residents can refer to our town website for any information on those program stats. There was 188 online registrations for programs last 2 weeks. 300 residents participated in programs, events during the Easter break. Program revenue being at $1,322.85. Killick Coast Games registration will run from May 1st to May 31st of this year through the host town's website, which is this year Flat Rock, Pooch Cove, and Balleen will be hosting this year. That's youths between years 2009 to 2011, the junior division. The senior division youth must be born between 2005 and 2008. You can select up to a maximum of 3 sports out of ball hockey, softball, soccer, basketball, and cross-country running. As far as facilities goes, we discussed employee matters related to new hires as well as operational requirements. There's been upgrades to the audio-visual. Director updated the committee. The staff are looking into potential upgrades to the audio-visual equipment both inside and outside the common. This is included as part of a COA funding. The committee discussed summer startup for sports programs and maintenance required. Director of Recreation is working with the Director of Public Works to make sure the fields are ready to go by the group start dates. Fireworks, the committee discussed increase in cost of fireworks, but will continue to plan to host them for the Torbay and New Year's Eve. We have been awarded some funding in the amount of $25,872 through the Canada Summer Jobs funding, which cover 14 summer positions. The Recreation Department has partnered with the Torbay Folk Arts to offer learn to play guitar sessions. Again, online if you're looking for some information there on our website. Volunteer Appreciation Week was run. It was held on April 25th. We'd like to thank all volunteers and organizations who attended. There was actually 26 groups invited to that particular event, and about 21 of those groups sending representatives. Another note on that, actually, just to we've also discussed that next year we're going to probably send it out a little bit earlier and make sure we get some more feedback from council to make sure nobody's missed. I think we did miss a body or two this time, and our apologies for that. We're trying to rectify that for next year to make sure that nobody gets missed in the process. Finally, there's Paddle in Paradise. Avalon Dragons are calling on residents in surrounding towns to register a team for the event, which takes place August 20th at Octagon Pond. This event is in support of breast cancer survivors. For more information, you can go to avalondragons.com and get some information there. So in my report, we will meet again on May 11th of this month.
All right.
I just got something to add in there. The Paddle in Paradise, Avalon Dragons, I guess what would be in the person that contacted me about this, if we could get a team in from the town. And I think years ago, we probably had a group that went in and we had different people. There'll be 2 practices, but we constantly talk here about a team building exercise and what have you, but that'd be nice if we could get council and some staff, and if we don't have enough, it's 20 people required, but then we could get probably some residents, but it would be nice to do it as a joint. So that's what I encourage Jen to look in trying to do and spread the word and try to get a team here for that particular day to go out and support the group. There's a lot of towns that go put a team in, and it would be really nice to participate in that against another town, especially Paradise.
If I can drag my way in there, I'll be there.
There you go. Sounds good.
You'll be dragging.
Yeah.
I did it before and I'll try it again.
There you go. Perfect. That's what I
I'm
want to
10
hear.
years
See,
old.
that's 3 now. Come on,
There
Jen,
you
take
go.
names down.
Great.
All right, perfect.
That's
Thank you.
3, what about you?
Oh, absolutely. I'm
That's
right
4.
into it. Oh, yeah. 4. 16 more to go. Jen is on. Mark is nodding his head too.
There you go, look at that.
Jason, look at Brian over. Don't put your head down, Brian. Come on now.
You're a good swimmer.
Come on. Sounds good.
Anyway, we'll
Yeah.
work on it, see what we
There
can
you
do.
go.
Be nice for us to go in there.
Yes, and
and
there's
participate.
Norm over here on side me. If I was looking for you over there. Did you? Oh, nice. You did it with them.
Sit in front of the boat, not the back of the boat.
Oh, okay.
Because
Don't.
people in front of the boat just take the water and just put it back.
Oh,
in the
yeah,
boat.
yeah. Yeah,
So
I'll
you're-
be in all the seats.
So if you're in the back of the boat, you're bailing.
All right, that's a good initiative, and let's see if we can do something around it.
Yeah.
So that's it. Any other questions or comments on the Recreation Services Committee meeting minutes? Nope. All right, perfect. Liaison committees. Atlantic Mayor's Congress planning is underway, and we're going to be meeting here in town of Torbay May 26th to the 28th. We got a lot of stuff on the go that weekend. My daughter's graduation and fire department AGM, or their fireman's ball, sorry. And this, so I'm gonna see if I can split myself in 3 and go to everything. History House and Museum, Councillor Tepper.
Okay, summary report is provided by our museum manager. Museum operations, several operational items, meetings and events were completed or actioned. The mayor mentioned that the federal minister, Pettipaw Taylor, and the MP Joanne Thompson visited the house on 22nd of April. Project planning is underway in preparation for 3 student positions. We were successful actually in getting those, for funding for those. The manager and the chair of the advisory committee reviewed a draft interpretive plan provided by the exhibit designers. Several artifacts were moved to the History House on Wednesday, April 28th for cleaning and processing. So it's beginning to come alive up there with various artifacts, so it's good to see some stuff moved back in. Cultural programming, draft event schedules for both the Torbay Land and Sea Festival and History House grand opening are complete and will be presented to the Museum Advisory Committee for review and comment. Group of local artists toured History House the evening of April 19th, and plans are underway for a special art exhibit. Archival reference services and operations. The exhibit designers have requested oral history material from the collection for use in exhibits. And the advisory committee is scheduled to meet tomorrow, May the 3rd. I guess that's tomorrow, is it? Yes. Let me see. Municipal records management. The manager met with a representative from Information Professionals, a company currently maintaining the Ontario Municipal Records Management System, to discuss the possibility of adapting TOM-RMS for use in Newfoundland and Labrador. So that's going something in the future. And I will mention too, there will be some announcements soon, very positive announcements coming up. So we'll be letting council know about these. Very, like I say, very positive for the History House in the short term and the long term. So we'll be filling everybody in on that as well.
Excellent, because I hate the very negative announcements.
No, always positive. Always positive. You'll be very pleased.
We don't advertise those.
Excellent. I do have a question though.
Yeah.
Councillor Tepper. Did we motion, or do we need to motion or appoint the members of the advisory committee? Did we already do that?
Well, I looked at the minutes from our last meeting, and there was, in the manager's report, he said that, you know, he notified you.
He did, and I said I was fine with
Yeah,
it.
yeah, under the old system,
Yeah.
there was supposed to be a nominating committee,
Okay,
but I think, you know, the old, if you want to call it the previous board, they more or less approved. We got four names. One of them had been on previously, and she stepped aside for a short term.
okay.
But I think if we could do that, you know, tonight, because they're meeting tomorrow night, and it'll be nice to have, you know, those new people there if possible,
Okay.
if that's appropriate. Because
Yeah.
we've been waiting on that now for a while.
I think it's fine, like, I responded to the email saying that yes, I was okay with it.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, if we want to do a motion to adopt appoint the advisory committee members as per the memo from, or a letter from the museum manager, I'm fine with that, and we can.
I think
we can
that
go
it'd be
ahead and
good
adopt it.
to have a motion to appoint them.
And then going forward, the motion will come forward from the new committee,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, all right. Let me see if I can find it. But if you want to just go ahead and make that motion, that's fine.
Well, wouldn't you need to have the names of the people?
I don't think so. We can add them.
I will tell you that one of the names is a relative of mine,
Okay, hang on.
my brother, so I think it's appropriate to step aside.
There's no.
I have it here. So,
Brenda Rowe, Yvonne Sullivan.
so if somebody wants to do a motion, Mary can do it. There's the name, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right, all together?
All together, yeah.
You right there?
Yep. So I'd like to make a motion for the nomination of members for the Torbay Museum Advisory Committee. Mary Burgess, Annette Conway, Jerry Hayes, Lara Maynard, Anne Marie Reddy, Cynthia Egan K.I., do you know that?
She's a new person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, K-I-I-G-E-M-A-G-I. Brenda Rowe, Yvonne Sullivan, and George Tapper, so moved.
Second?
Moved and seconded. Any questions or comments?
Just to
Well,
clarify.
I think that we do have to mention that
Yeah,
George Tapper is Councillor Tapper.
my brother, yeah. So I'll just step out.
So, no, we won't have a quorum,
Oh, that's right.
but there's no remuneration or anything
No.
like that for that committee, right?
No, but
No.
I think Ward should second it.
So I think you should second it.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should adopt them all with the exception of George Tapper for now, okay?
Good point.
And so we'll adopt them all, we'll leave him off, and then
Okay.
we'll vote on it.
Yeah.
So with the motion that I just made, I will remove for this meeting George Tapper.
Yeah.
So moved.
Okay, Ann? All right,
Seconded.
moved and seconded. And the only reason I say that is because we want to get this in place, and we don't want to be bogged down. If you have to step out for that one, then we won't have a quorum, we won't be able to vote. So
Yeah.
we'll pass it with the exception of Mr. Tapper,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll appoint him next council meeting. I think that's fine, and we'll go from there. Everybody okay with that?
Mm-hmm.
All right, okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. And I will forward you that email with the memo from museum manager, and you can add it to the council minute. Actually, oh yeah, okay, I'll forward it to you right now. All right, is that it?
That's it.
All right. Okay, intergovernmental affairs, I don't have any update. Right now, I know that I've been talking constantly with MHA. Well, we had a conversation at the volunteer night. And I was also talking to some residents. They were raising issues about some of the provincial roads within town, in particular Marine Drive was one that was high on their list. Torbay Road, as it always is. Hopefully we'll get that straightened up. I know that a lot of people are very frustrated with that pothole that keeps emerging down by Middle Cove Road. You know, hopefully they're going to put some kind of permanent fix in with that. But I will share this, that MHA Wall and Barb, his constituency assistant, last week, I believe, probably 2 weeks ago, they drove every inch of every provincial road within the district and took pictures of problem areas, did up a memo, I guess, or whatever, sent it to the minister and to the department to try and have it addressed. I do know that I was down Marine Drive the other day and I noticed they were going around filling in some potholes. And, you know, that's much appreciated. But, you know, we're looking for to get a bit more than that done. And, you know, it's a high priority for us. It's a very well-traveled roads, those provincial ones within the town. You know, you're looking at Torbay Road, Marine Drive, Ballyline. Ballyline, we can't complain about. They did a great job on that last year, putting new pavement down. Enemy Line is still a bit of an issue, but you know, hopefully they're working through it and the department gets down and gets that work done. So for the residents, you know, keep if you want, you can keep contacting us, and certainly keep contacting MHA Wall. He don't mind, and he'll be trying his best to try and get those issues addressed, and we will also. So, and with regard to federal, I gave an update earlier. We had the federal minister, Jeanette Pettipas Taylor, at the and MP Joanne Thompson at the History House last week, and it was great to have them in town. And also, in terms of municipal, our symposium is happening this week, and I encourage everybody to, if you can, either attend in person. I don't know if registration's closed or not, but certainly virtual option is also there. Alrighty. Jack Byrne, Councillor Goss. Anything to report?
No, the AGM was postponed last Thursday due to not enough being able to attendance. So we will let everybody know when it will be rescheduled.
All right, perfect, thank you. Oh, and I also would mention that we did receive an email from the Northeast Avalon Regional Food Bank looking to have a meeting with us. So we're waiting to see what the proposed date. I think they might have said the date in the email. I'll have to go back and check. I'm not sure if they sent it to all the council or if they just sent it to me. And well, Don, I think Don has it too. I'm not sure. I'll have to go back and look. Northeast Avalon Joint Council, Deputy Mayor.
Next meeting is next Wednesday.
Perfect. Thank you very much. We're all in Newfoundland Constabulary. As always, we look forward to when they're in town to do additional patrols, which they have been. And, you know, it's funny. When I was going to Portugal St. Philip's last week for that funding announcement, I went the back way, right, in Ballyline Extension. Now, you want to talk about a road that's in bad shape? But just as I pulled in, going up Ballyline, the RNC officer pulled in coming down. And if it had been night time, there would have been no chance that he wasn't going to pull me in. I was all over the road from one side to the other side, off the shoulder, just trying to avoid the potholes. And when I looked in my mirror, whoever was driving that car was following the exact same course that I was. So they knew what I was doing. But it's, yeah, that's another road that's in pretty horrible shape. The Torbay Volunteer Fire Department, the minutes are attached. Councillor Manning is not here, but everything is there for your questions. I know that the, as I mentioned, later on in May, the Fireman's Ball is coming up. And if there's anything additional that we need to know about that, I will let you know. Or I'm sure Councillor Manning will be all over it. Urban Municipalities Committee, there's not much to report there. We did have a meeting a few weeks ago, and I don't know if I had a council meeting since then or not. But we did have Minister Jerry Byrne at the meeting with us. Did I report this already? I don't think I did I? And it was about municipalities trying to create basically incentive packages or welcome packages, incentive package, I guess would be the right word, for Ukrainian refugees that might want to move to Newfoundland Labrador. And he told us that the federal government is giving them 3 years permanent residency status plus 3 years work visas, that which is, I guess, above and beyond what they would normally get. However, the federal government is not financial assistance like they did with different other refugee groups, I guess, from different areas. So that was basically the crux of the conversation. It was with our IIMC members, which are the largest municipalities in the province. I mean, I don't know. A lot of the things that they were looking for has to do with being able to offer housing, being able to offer employment, these type things. And I know that for something like that, you would typically have to look to the really big municipalities, City of St. John's, and to have the capacity to be able to do something like that. I don't even know if we would be able to, but certainly something that we can look at, bounce around, and see if there's something there that we can do. I'm not sure that there is, but you never know until you look and you try and figure it out. I do know that in Stephenville, and I wasn't aware of this, but I learned it on that call, is they have a fairly large Ukrainian population. I was kind of surprised. I didn't know that, but see, you never know what you're going to learn when you go on one of these phone calls or one of these meetings. But you know, if there's anything that we can do, certainly I know that we've been showing our support and offering our support, moral support, and you know, being visible about it. For a town our size, there's, you know, we're kind of limited in the type of things that we can do. So anyway, that's that update. Any questions on any of those liaison committees? I guess not, because we could have asked them as we were going. Notice of motion. We have a notice of motion here from Councillor Appleby. I was talking to her earlier on the phone, and she would like to defer that until our next meeting. So we'll just skip on past that. We don't need to, it wasn't presented, so we don't need to deal with it. All right, new business. Let me check who said pass. Councillor Tapper, pass. Councillor Goss, you buddy.
I'd like to congratulate another Northeast success story this year, the U9s. Again, I know they're from the Northeast Avalon, but especially to our Torbay residents, players, coaches, managers. They won the tournament this week. It's a very big deal. Anybody who's been at that tournament, there's lots of fans. The kids are pretty nervous because it is such a well-attended event. It's pretty well the best of each association. And our Northeast U9s came out on top in the championship game. So a big congratulations to all involved.
Excellent, excellent. Deputy Mayor.
I'd just like to offer congrats to the team as well, and to all the various sports teams that participated in various Easter tournaments. I had a resident mention to me a while back that I normally congratulate the hockey teams and the soccer, but we have a lot more going on in the community than those two. And I said, well, that's just because I'm associated with one of them. So in all fairness, I'll say to all the sports teams. And on, I guess in closing, I'd like to offer condolences to the family and friends, and especially all of the lady softball teams and the mixed leagues as well. The passing of Sharon Hammond. She's been around, and I just looked at it there earlier, and I can't even say how many years I've been in on the field, but much longer than half the people here are alive. So anyway, but she's going to be truly missed. Fantastic person, individual, inside and out, and a lot of people are taking her passing really bad, and you just never know. So my deepest condolences to, like I said, her family and friends, and to the various sports teams that she was involved with. She will be missed from our league for sure. Thank you.
Yeah, I echo that sentiment. Thank you. And I guess in keeping with the same theme as Councillor Goss and Deputy Mayor, I want to pass along my congratulations. I did have an opportunity this weekend to spend some time at the senior high provincial volleyball championships that my daughter was playing in, and so I got the chance to see her play in her last high school sports. And you know, it's to what you mentioned, I think that you know, I can pass along my congratulations to all those students, and because we don't often talk about the high school sports as much as we do with the Eagles and soccer and things that are associated with the town. But all of those sports organizations, teams and whatever, and Ward would notice that they're completely reliant on volunteers and parents to be able to coach those teams, do fundraisers. You know, I spent many a day over the barbecue making hamburgers for the basketball team to try and raise a few dollars to go to provincials. And you know, there's a lot of hands that have to be able to go together to be able to do those things. And I just want to thank everybody for that. For the hockey coaches and basketball and volleyball and whatever sport. And even I noticed on the weekend that the scouts were in doing something and on the weekend for one of their events. So, you know, there's so many things that people are doing that are entirely reliant on volunteers that, you know, we need to remember that. And that's, I guess, another one of those, I won't say missed, but another thought that we go into when we do our volunteer
Well, we
appreciation.
got the curling
week, right?
people,
Yeah.
team curling again.
Oh, no,
now
I'm
this
not
week,
finished
too.
yet.
Oh, okay. Thought you were gluing it up there.
And so I kind of mixed all that congratulations and thanks in together. But I also want to wish good luck to our, particularly our Torbay residents that are participating in the Under-18 National Curling Championships this week. And Team Perry, who we sponsored. Nick Codner is on that team, and he's from Torbay. And Team Quinlan, who we don't sponsor. Luke Wilson from Torbay also was on that team. So, you know, good luck to both of those teams and all the teams actually that are competing at the Under-18s. I know that there's a ladies team up there as well. So, you know, I know you'll do the province proud, and good luck. So that is that.
Can I just mention one?
Yes, sir, my
when
buddy, you can
when
mention
we're talking
whatever you want.
sports,
What?
when we're talking sports, with the organizing committee for the 50th anniversary,
Yeah.
we had a meeting last week, and we're planning a sports day, you know, a reunion, day and evening.
Yeah.
But, you know, most of it is centered around people like myself who played and coached years ago.
Right.
You know, and it was, you know, for our hockey team and softball teams, great participation, bowling. So we're hoping to get a lot of people into the Commons. But we also talked about the high school teams, successful, you know, with them, the curlers, the whole works. If we get some of them in as well, and just because we're going to have a lot of like old artifacts, sweaters and uniforms, that kind of stuff there. So it'll be nice for them to learn about the history in Torbay, and it's great to see now that there are other sports, and you know, up and coming, and they're really successful, so it'll blend into that day, I think.
Yeah, excellent. And the more people that we get there,
Yeah.
and share their experiences and see what other people have done, the better.
Yeah.
All right, good point. And that's it. We get any questions came in, eh? No. All right, better check to make sure I didn't get one. Just in case. No, never. Good. All right. Q&A. Paula?
Mayor Scott, this is a question for you. I'd just like to give a little preamble. I've been coming to the meetings now for almost 5 years. I probably haven't missed many. And the only reason I'm saying that is that Mary, Mayor Scott, Trina, Tony know two of my main interests. One is groundwater, the quality of the water, the wells to the sewer outflow. And the other one is our finances, how we spend our money, how we save our money, choices that get made there. So Mayor Scott, you mentioned earlier that you met with St. John's about regional water, so I'm wondering if you're able to share a little bit about that. You also mentioned a report, wastewater with wood, and now if that's in a meeting, a report that you can point me to, that's fine, but if not, I was just wondering. And then about funding, you mentioned being in Portugal Cove, St. Philip's, about various projects around funding. Was it a funding announcement, or was there, so I'm looking for a little, I want to pull some information out of you.
All right, let us see if I can remember all this stuff, because I got nothing wrote down. So myself and CAO met with the acting city manager of the city of St. John's for a couple of reasons. Well, the main reason is we wanted to find out what the capacity is right now of the regional water supply of Babel's Big Pond, which the town of Torbay was involved in the 2016 study that they did at the time. Currently, you're looking at 2 additional ponds, I believe, to bring online to expand the regional water supply. That report was supposed to be back in mid-April, and we talked to them about that to find out if when that report comes back and our council can go to the regional water board meeting and hear what they're going to do, what their plans are going forward, and have an opportunity to, I guess, advocate for our town to be able to go on the regional water supply. So we haven't heard back yet about the if the report is back. So thank you for reminding me. I'm going to follow up on that tomorrow. I was looking at my emails today about that, and we were hoping we were going to hear some around the 22nd or 23rd of April, something like that. So we'll follow up. So that's kind of the crux of that, is to find out where we're to in the queue on the regional water supply, and when do they believe that we're going to be able to connect. And so that's one of our long-term, I guess, plans when it comes to expansion of water for the town service. Now, that's not our only option, and I guess I'll go to the second part of your question. And that was regard to the meeting that we had about water and wastewater. So currently, our zone meter project is in the process of getting done. That's going to give us an opportunity to see which areas of the town are using more of the water, and I guess get a better handle on exactly how much water that we're using, and allow us to look at ways that we can identify areas where we can probably save or conserve or get more use out of what we have. The other part of that conversation was about Great Pond and how we're still doing some, our second part of our study there about capacity of that pond, and figure out what the viability of that will. And we're going to see if we can get some numbers thrown around that dollar-wise to see where we go from there. I don't know that I could, we didn't adopt that report yet at council, right?
No, it's in the package, you're also.
Okay. Okay, so I'm not telling you anything that is not already, we haven't already talked about publicly. What else was you were asking me about? Funding announcement, Portrait Coast St. Phillips. Yes, so that was an announcement of, I guess, funding opportunities or funding awards that were made to various towns within the within our district. I know the part was 40,000 for us, was for our Manning Memorial Project. It was part of that. There was 300 some odd thousand for Lucky Bay Middle Cove Outer Cove for their softball lights that they installed last year. There was $100 and something thousand for Portrait Coast St. Phillips for a splash pad that they're putting in up at Rainbow Gully. There was, don't quote me on the numbers, but 20 odd thousand, I think, for Flat Rock to do some, I don't know if it was work at their community center or a lookout. I know Pooch Cove had some funding for a lookout that they were planning on doing down there, and some upgrades, I think, to their town hall. And there was some funding there for Bolleen, and I'm not exactly sure what it was. So that's not bad, actually, off the top of my head, that I could remember that. But it might be all completely false. But I do know that every town in our district did have a certain, I guess, funding allocation that was announced that morning.
That did make the news, I did see that.
Okay. All right, so that answer all your questions? Okay, thank you. All righty. Our next public council meeting is scheduled to take place May 16th, 2022, 6:30 p.m. right here and on our live web stream on YouTube and the town website. So, look forward to seeing y'all. With that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn, please.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, carried.